Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing? How was dinner? Yes, catering. Thank you so much. My name is Michelle Font. I am the Assistant Vice President for Community Equity and Diversity here at the university. And this is my all-time favorite event. I am walking around seeing you all enjoying conversation, smiling. We are celebrating today. So give yourselves a big round of applause for that, please. So just want you to have a few nuggets about this event tonight. We are about to start our celebration of some awardees, and then we're going to take a little break and see a really cool performance. Going to say a few words. Then we're going to do a few more awardees, and then we're going to have a lovely dessert, and we're going to mingle and enjoy this night. How about it? We good? All right. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite my friend Mina Monroe to come on up and read the land acknowledgement for us.
Hello, everyone. How are we tonight? It's good to see you. My name is Mina Monroe. I'm president of the Native American Student Organization on campus. And like Michelle said, I'm going to be reading the land acknowledgement. The University of Rhode Island occupies the traditional stomping ground of the Narragansett Nation and the Niantic people. We honor and respect the enduring and continuing relationship between the indigenous people and this land by teaching and learning more about their history and present day communities, and by becoming stewards of the land we too inhabit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mina. So I just want to make mention that one of the things that's wonderful about the University of Rhode Island, for me and my perspective, is the fact that right now, in trying times, we are celebrating diversity, equity, and inclusion in this way. I just want us to Thank you. So next, here's the guy. President Parlange, come on up here and say some welcome remarks.
Thank you. Good to see all of you here this evening. That was a very nice dinner, I have to say. So, thanks, Michelle. Thank you, Ina, for the land acknowledgement. And thank you all for being here to celebrate and honor our Inclusive Excellence Award recipients that we'll be celebrating. These awards recognize undergraduate and graduate students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends of the university who are committed to demonstrating and promoting inclusion at URI in the areas of community leadership, academic excellence, and service. Each award has its own set of rigorous criteria, and I know each person and organization nominated is well deserving of the recognition. Tonight, we celebrate the best and the brightest among us who prioritize inclusivity and equity in everything they do. These awards, of course, are not new, but I'm pleased that once again this event is co hosted by the Community Equity and Diversity Office and actually the President's Office. Uh, I'd like to thank the Multicultural Student Services Center, the Women's Center, the Military and Veterans Education Center, the Gender and Sexuality Center, all for their partnership in making tonight's event possible. And I'd also like to thank Markeisha Miner, our Vice President for Community Equity and Diversity, and Michelle Fons, AVP. Yeah. Thank you both for leading, planning, and coordinating tonight's event. And I now know how hard you've worked to make tonight one to remember. This evening, we're awarding one undergraduate student, one graduate student, a student organization, a staff member and unit, two faculty members, and a Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. We'll hear more about each of the awardees throughout the evening, but I know that each of you has made an impact on the university and our community. And I would like to say, look, we are in turbulent times, but we are unwavering in our commitment to our values. We know we are at the University of Rhode Island and the type of university that we want to be. And we are so fortunate to have an experienced leader and Vice President for Community Equity and Diversity, Markeisha Miner. And during these uncertain times, Markeisha has provided a sense of calm and cool in every interaction she's had with members of our URI community. And she's remained dedicated to our foundational values. So I'm so grateful that Markeisha is at the helm to make sure that our students and our community know they are welcome, supported, and celebrated here at the university. So now, please join me in welcoming Markeisha Miner. Very good. Thanks.
Good evening, URI. There we go. I feel welcome and warm. 3 years in. Thank you, President Parlange, and thank you all for being here. And I just want to pause and recognize some of the many amazing people. In addition to our faculty, our students, and our staff who are here with us tonight, we have parents, including the parents of our president. If you are a parent in the audience, will you just give us a wave? This is the participatory part, yes. We have partners and spouses. Will you give us a wave? Thank you for being here to support. We have children who are staffing the tables somewhere, and they are doing a fantastic job of performing above all expectations, in addition to our classmates and colleagues, of course. As we've heard from our president and our AVP, it is a privilege, and I don't take for granted the opportunity to come together in community at such a time as this. A time when I think we all need to step back and explain exactly what we're talking about, right? A time when in this country, efforts to support every individual, regardless of their background or belief, diversity, to advocate for fairness by identifying and doing our best to reduce barriers to success, equity, and to affirm that every member of our community, each and every member, is welcome and belongs here. Inclusion are under increased scrutiny and direct attack. It's against that backdrop that tonight is our opportunity to celebrate those who are on the front lines of fostering an inclusive, people-centered culture all day, every day. Those who work to anchor inclusion, you've heard me say, to build it in, not to bolt it on, yielding results that benefit us all. And we all benefit because URI is here, serving and supporting all, open to all. And as we just talked about in line, that's not the case for some of our colleagues across this country. Our faculty continue to exercise academic freedom and determine what they want to teach in our classrooms. Here at URI, we continue to have a network of staff colleagues supporting our students and faculty, whether it's the farmer's daughter in this rural community, our first generation admitted students that our first presenter tonight and I got to talk to earlier today, our international students and staff who help power the university of the future, but are worried about their friends and family at home, our community members who on this Holy Week are celebrating the high holy days of Passover and Maundy Thursday tonight. And even those who disagree with whether or not an event like this is needed or should be held at all are welcome here at the state's only public university, the #1 public university in all of New England. Go Rhody. And lest I be accused of glossing over things or wearing my rose-colored glasses, we are very clear about who we are and where we are and what we do, as our president just said. Is this work hard? Is it hard? Yes. Well, maybe not for you all. You all are better at this than I am, but it can be hard. Are we exhausted? Yes, we are. And is it even scary sometimes? Well, I'll say for me, if y'all are scared to say it, it can be downright scary sometimes. But we remain, again, laser focused on our goals. You've heard that diversity is a fact, or you may have heard that inclusion requires intentional action and that belonging is the outcome. But diversity, it's a fact. We're all different, right? And here at URI, we intentionally come together to celebrate and to learn about those differences and belonging, right? When members of a community feel like they belong, and 76% of those who took our SNAP climate survey said that they do, they understand that they have both the right and the responsibility to roll out the welcome mat. They are empowered to serve as hosts, not as guests, and their actions reflect that they want others to feel the same. As our alum and Board of Trustees member, Jahaira Palencia, said the other night at an event, belonging is not what you earn, it's what you deserve. And so I'd like tonight to acknowledge the many people, some of the many people who do this work of building belonging, fostering inclusion, and demonstrating diversity. It requires something from each of us, from all of us. None of us are exempt from doing this work of building a more inclusive community. It takes our leadership team. So many of you are here tonight. The President's Cabinet, the Stewardship Council, our newest deans, our new athletic directors. It makes us smile. And our Deputy Athletic Director, it makes us smile to see you here with us. And you didn't just show up tonight. You do the work day in and day out, every day in the quiet of your offices, making decisions, allocating resources, examining workloads to build sustainable systems and structures so that this work is embedded, not expendable. The team that supports our colleges, our administrative divisions on our University Diversity Council, all of them are supported by the President's Stewardship Council. The University Diversity Council and the President's Stewardship Council, can you just wave your hand so that the room knows who you are? Right? Yeah. Thank you for what you do. The University Diversity Council existed for a while, took a break during COVID, but came back together this year. 42 people representing every academic college, every administrative division coming together intentionally to collaborate and coordinate the work to advance inclusive excellence. And we see the fruit of the council's labor tonight manifested in this event. The Inclusive Excellence Awards Committee, under the leadership of our fabulous Assistant Vice President Michelle Fons, has had the unenviable task of choosing just one winner from the many, many worthy nominations that we received. And we thank you for your time and your service. And of course, our awardees. You are the epitome of this built-in and not bolted-on approach. You inspire all of us in our offices, in the libraries, in our dorms to continue doing this work. And you help to demonstrate that when we anchor inclusion, we do not drift away, as the president said, from our mission, from our vision, or our values. Instead, we continue to come back to them to ground us and to help us to find the way forward. And so tonight we celebrate you, our recipients, and we celebrate you, our community, for your collective Rhodey resilience. So it's my privilege to officially commence the awards portion of our program by introducing our first Inclusive Excellence Award presenter, the 2025, so last year's Staff Administrative Inclusive Excellence Award winner, Nina Shritzi-Tobin, to the podium.
Thank you all so much. Can people hear me? Excellent. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. From my lofty perch as reigning monarch of staff inclusion, it is my honor to share that this year's Staff Inclusive Excellence Award goes to a far more respectable individual, but all dad jokes aside, a respected leader in disability and inclusion. Her work has made the University of Rhode Island a more equitable and welcoming place for students to learn and thrive. As director of the Disability Access and Inclusion Office, she has championed disability as a vital dimension of diversity, led transformative policy advancements, and ensured students with complex access needs can fully thrive. Known for her empathy and collaborative leadership, Dr. Ramsdell has built a professional culture rooted in innovation, affirmation, and student-centered excellence. Her impact extends beyond the state of Rhode Island, which is very far from here. Disability advocates are often the quiet heroes of higher ed, but not here. Today, I'm really grateful that we get to shout out about our page, not just from the penthouse of the Memorial Union, but that's upstairs, to the moon and back, or at least this live stream tonight. Her dedication, vision, and activism have made URI a more accessible, more just, and a more spectacular, compassionate place for everyone. So for all of this and more, it is my great pleasure to present the Staff Administrative Excellence Award to Paige Ramsdell. Here. And then I would like to now ask John Carl Cruz, the 2025 Staff Team Inclusive Excellence Award winner, to present the winner of this year's award.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to present the Staff Administrative Team Excellence Award this evening to a team that recruits and serves high school graduates from Rhode Island with strong college potential, many of whom come from underrepresented, under-resourced schools and districts across the state. This team provides comprehensive advising and support to students throughout their academic careers and beyond. Their core values are grounded in the university's mission of enriching students' lives through its land, sea, and urban grant traditions. This commitment is reflected in their focus on respect, academic excellence, mental health and wellness, and scholar success. They are deeply invested in cultivating the intellectual, social, and cultural development of their scholars. Through their work, they inspire students to discover, create, innovate, innovate while fostering leadership and personal growth that builds strong foundation for persistence and long-term success. As a proud alum of this program, it is an honor to announce that the Talent Development Program is the recipient of the 2026 Staff Team Excellence Inclusive Award. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Joseph Nardolillo, our 2025 Faculty Inclusive Excellence Award winner, to present the winner of this year's award.
All right. Good evening. Great. So I'm excited to be here to present the Faculty Inclusive Excellence Award. The recipient of this award is a professor of chemical, biomedical, and materials engineering and biomedical and pharmaceutical sciences. As founder and program director of the NIH-funded URI Esteemed Undergraduate Research Training Program and director of the RI INBRE Training Corps, she's dedicated her career to expanding access to high-impact STEM research experiences for students and underrepresented in science, engineering, and biomedical fields. Her work spans high schools through graduate training and includes growing underrepresented participation in the Rhode Island INBRE SURF program from under 10% to nearly 40% over 4 years, and implementing evidence-based inclusive mentoring practices across URI and the broader Rhode Island research community. Through intentional program design, external funding, and a sustained commitment to structural change, she's strengthened her pathways into STEM and fostered a more inclusive campus culture for students of all backgrounds and identities. So with that, it is my esteemed pleasure to present the 2026 Faculty Inclusive Excellence Award to Dr. Samantha A. Minnick. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce the announcer for our Faculty Excellence in Inclusive Teaching, presented by Dr. Ryan Chapman, Assistant Professor of the Department of Kinesiology.
I'll keep it going. Good evening. I was saying to Michelle just very briefly the other day that this, of all the award ceremonies we have, is my cup filler. I love commencement. I love all the other ones, but this one is beyond the rest of them. So it is a profound honor to present the Faculty Excellence in Inclusive Teaching Award this year. This faculty member is an associate teaching professor in the Department of Biological Sciences at the University of Rhode Island's College of Environment and Life Sciences. She earned her Bachelor's of Science in Forest Engineering and her Master's of Science in Genetics and Plant Breeding in Brazil, and her PhD in Genomics and Crop Sciences in Italy. She joined URI in 2016, 10 years, as a postdoctoral researcher where her teaching journey began. Since 2017, she has taught large enrollment introductory biology courses, and early in her career, she understood the importance of intentional representation and inclusion in transforming large lecture halls into welcoming, accessible environments where students feel comfortable and supported. She combines evidence-based teaching practices with intentional relationship building to ensure that every student feels seen, heard, and valued. Through strategies such as small group interactions, including the support of undergraduate learning assistants, she works to make large classes feel more personable and accessible, while actively incorporating student feedback to shape the learning experience. Drawing from her own experiences as a first-generation Latina and non-native English speaker, she seeks to break down traditional barriers between instructor and student, not an easy task, reframing perceived challenges as strengths and sources of resilience. Her commitment to inclusive teaching has grown through continuous engagement with professional development, campus partnerships, and most importantly, listening to her students. She is known for creating rigorous yet supportive learning environments that empower students to seek resources, advocate for themselves, and persist in their academic journeys. Through her work, she has helped many students not only succeed in science courses, but also rediscover confidence, belonging, and a sense of possibility in higher education. So with that, I'm happy to present the 2026 recipient of the Faculty Excellence in Inclusive Teaching Award to Dr. Daniela Lopez Paim Pinto. And now I think I hand it off to Michelle again. All right.
All right, can I get a round of applause for the wonderful winners that we just celebrated? Okay, this is the break time I talked about. I have a wonderful group of students that are an organization here at the university that is going to grace us with a wonderful performance. Come on up, Asian Student Association Dance Group.
I couldn't catch it, heart in the casket. You always knew it, the star and roll, the main attraction. Got cameras flashing, like ooh. You got everybody's eyes and just you, and I see it too. Yeah, ooh. You can have anyone else you wanna do. I'm begging you, hands up, Gabriella, Gabriella, hands up, Gabriella, la la. Back off from my fella, Gabriella, back off, Gabriella, la la. 'Cause ooh, you can have anyone else you wanna do. I'm begging you, hands off, Gabriella, Gabriella, hands off, Gabriella, la la, la 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 la, la 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 I'ma get it. Turn back, turn back, turn back. War like a queen, war like a king, yeah. Turn back, turn back, turn back. I'ma get done. 날 향해 겨눠게리건 이제 날 끝내 better done.
Can we give a hand to Ryan Crowley, please? And one more time for the Asian Student Association Dance Group. Thank you. Thank you so much. So next, I want to draw your attention to our artist in residence this evening. As you can see, we have a centerpiece, and I wonder if folks are wondering what that is. There's also a painting that's happening in the back, if you see it. That is a Gonza. Aganza is a renowned Hispanic Latin painter who is celebrated for her dynamic community-based murals and captivating celebrity canvas paintings. Downtown Providence, you just have to look up, for real. She draws inspiration from the local community where her murals are situated, infusing each piece with a unique narrative. Aganza's mastery of color theory and its impact on emotion and perception play a significant role in shaping the storytelling aspect of her murals. Her ability to capture the essence of her subjects, whether it be a local hero or a famous figure, is truly remarkable. Aganza's work beautifies the spaces it occupies and serves as a reflection of the diverse cultures and stories within the community. Through her art, she bridges the gap between the past and present, creating a visual dialogue that resonates with all who view her pieces. Here is her inspiration for her painting and centerpieces tonight. When we look at crows and ravens, we see two birds that share the same sky, yet often clash with one another. They compete, defend territory, and sometimes fight, even trying to protect their own space. It's a reflection of how humans treat each other. We argue, we divide, and we let differences create distance between us. But something powerful happens when a bigger bird appears. Suddenly, those same crows and ravens that were fighting will often defend the sky together. They put aside their conflict and work as one to protect their environment. It reminds us that when we are faced with larger challenges, unity becomes more important than rivalry. Let that sit for a minute, right? There's also a softer side to their story. Both birds carefully nurture nests, protecting their young and building safe spaces for the future. This becomes a symbol of what we all share: the instinct to care, to protect, and to create belonging. No matter how much we differ, we all build nests in our own way, nurturing what matters most. Crows and ravens teach us that conflict is natural, but so is unity. We might fight, but when it matters, we can stand together. And like the nest they protect, we all have the ability to create spaces of care, growth, and shared humanity under the same sky. I love that, Aganza. Please give her a hand. So next, here we go with awards again. I would like to introduce you to Maylin Quiroa Reyes. Did I do it? Quiroa. I got it. The 2025 Undergrad Inclusive Excellence Award winner, and she's coming up to present the next winner of this year's award.
Good evening, everyone. How are we? I'm so stuffed from dinner. It is a pleasure to be here tonight, and I am super happy to introduce this year's Undergraduate Student Award recipient. Our awardee is a passionate advocate for inclusiveness, dedicated to bridging the gap between humanities and STEM, and driving meaningful change across the university. Her notable achievements include addressing a historical injustice by identifying the names of Black and Indigenous soldiers who fought to protect South Kingston and working to establish a monument in their honor. She also serves as treasurer of Rody First, Go First Gens, a student organization committed to ensuring that first generation students feel seen, supported, and equipped to succeed. In addition, she has demonstrated leadership through URI Rise Up's 2024 Innovation Challenges, where she encouraged and supported over 200 students in developing and implementing sustainable business ideas on campus. As treasurer of the Northwoods Hiking and Conservation Club, she further exemplifies her commitment to inclusivity by reinforcing that the outdoors environmental stewardship are accessible to all, including those in the sciences. Grounded in a deep commitment to community, advocacy, and sustainability, she empowers her peers and inspires students to forge their own paths with purpose and confidence. It is my esteemed pleasure to present the Undergraduate Student Inclusive Excellence Award to Sharday Nina Johnson. I would like to ask Samuel Filiaggi, the 2025 Graduate Student Inclusive Excellence Award winner, to present this year's winner.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. That was fun. All right. Thank you, Malin. I am happy and absolutely humbled to present this year's award to a graduate student who began his doctoral studies at the University of Rhode Island's College of Pharmacy in the fall of 2024. Prior to this, he developed a strong background in diversity, equity, leadership, and community service in his home country, serving in roles such as campus director, provost for a renowned initiative, and president of a United Nations Sustainable Goals Group. Motivated by his passion, he became actively involved in Graduate Assistants United upon arriving at the University of Rhode Island. The GAU represents nearly 600 graduate teaching, research, and administrative assistants. He served as the departmental representative for the College of Pharmacy and currently serves as vice president, where he contributed to recent contract negotiations to help protect graduate students' rights and strengthen the union contract. He has also contributed to the Graduate Student Association as a graduate student senator and chair of the Budget and Finance Committee. In addition to all of these very visible roles, this student also leads quietly and on the daily. In talking tonight, he most lit up when talking about his students, who he serves as a teaching assistant. And these students have described him as kind, compassionate, thoughtful, enthusiastic, and always considerate of their differences when planning how to best help them succeed. Through this non-exhaustive list of accomplishments and initiatives, this student remains committed to advancing advocacy, representation, and building a more inclusive and diverse community at URI. And thank goodness he's only a couple of years into his PhD program, so we get to keep him for a while. It is my absolute pleasure to please welcome our 2026 Graduate Student Inclusive Excellence Award winner, Victor Olauye, to the stage. All right, next please welcome to the stage our guy, President Mark Parlange.
So it is my honor to present our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr. He was born in July 29, 1940, in Tampa, Florida. He was one of a delegation of Nashville students who, in 1960, helped founded the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, which organized desegregation and voting rights campaigns across the South. Following the Supreme Court's ruling in 1960, barring segregation in interstate travel, he dropped out of college in 1961 to join an official freedom ride, one of the many that sought to force Southern authorities to comply with the court's rulings. He was beaten in Montgomery, Alabama, and arrested in Jackson, Mississippi, becoming one of more than 300 freedom riders sent to Parchman Prison. 2 years later, he was named the Alabama Voter Registration Campaigns Director, helping prepare the Selma, Alabama community for the 1965 Voting Rights Campaign, which led to passage of the Federal Voting Rights Act. During that time, he endured violent attacks and persecution, yet persisted in advancing civil rights in the United States. In his memoir, he wrote that the ever-present threat of death during those years taught him that the value of life lies not in longevity, but in what people do to give it significance. He also became an associate of Dr. Martin Luther King in the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and national coordinator for Dr. King's Poor People's Campaign. He last saw Dr. King the morning of April 4th, 1968, during a staff meeting, where King's last charge was to institutionalize and internationalize nonviolence as a way of life and an approach to constructively solving problems. After Dr. King was assassinated, Dr. Lafayette returned to American Baptist Theological Seminary, now the American Baptist College, to complete his bachelor's degree, and then he earned a master's degree and a doctorate from Harvard University. He became a nonviolence educator, serving in many positions over the years, including as head of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Dr. King's organization. After serving as president of his alma mater, Dr. Lafayette joined the University of Rhode Island in 1998 as a distinguished scholar and became the Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies inaugural director, holding the position from 1999 to 2009. He collaborated with Lynn Derbyshire and Art Stein on the honors colloquium Nonviolence, Legacies of the Past, Bridges to the Future, and became a distinguished scholar in residence in 2000. Later that year, he facilitated the award of an honorary doctorate to Mrs. Coretta Scott King. Under Dr. Lafayette's leadership, the center began hosting a summer institute and training hundreds of educators and other leaders from many countries from around the world. It has since become an academic gathering place where students, scholars, educators, the change makers come together to promote mutual understanding, reconcile conflicts, and build peaceful, sustainable, and inclusive communities. He authored the basic nonviolence training curriculum that the center has used for the last 25 years. And as a result, the Institute is recognized, along with the King Center in Atlanta, as a place where nonviolence training is offered that stays very close to King's teachings and writings. Charles Collier, psychology professor emeritus and co-founder of the URI Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies, says he was described by colleagues as Little Gandhi for his deep understanding of nonviolence and for his wise solutions to the problems they had to solve. He was also a beloved teacher and mentor to hundreds of students at the university. Charlie says, often taking URI students to communities and countries that invited him to facilitate nonviolence training for people involved in struggles for civil and human rights. Several URI faculty, staff, and students accompanied him on more than 20 civil rights tours to the southern U.S., where students learned about the civil rights movement in the places where it happened. In these and many other ways, he was a master of experiential learning and teaching by example, Charlie recently spoke about. Whether you were a first-year student or a professor on the brink of retirement, he had new things for you to know about, and his approach was simply to put them in front of you. After accepting an appointment at Emory University in Atlanta in 2009, he remained affiliated with the URI Center as a distinguished visiting scholar through its International Nonviolence Summer Institute. In 2014, URI awarded him an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters. The University of Rhode Island and the nation lost a civil rights trailblazer and a leader in the nonviolence movement last month with the passing of Bernard Lafayette Jr., known as Doc to many in the URI community. He was 85 years old. So it is my honor and privilege to present the 2026 Lifetime Achievement in Inclusive Excellence Award to Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr. Accepting the award for Dr. Lafayette is his son, who drove 24 hours to reach us here at URI, the Reverend Bernard Lafayette III. Welcome, Bernard. Thank you for being here. Can I give you this? Oh, yeah.
Good evening. It really means so much to me and my family that the university has recognized what my father has humbly set out to do. First, I would like to thank President Parlang and the organizers of this event for this incredible university. Give it up to the University of Rhode Island. On behalf of our family, I am deeply honored to accept the Lifetime Achievement Award in memory of Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr. A lifetime achievement is not simply measured in years, but in purpose fulfilled. My father's life was rooted in a calling to help build a more just and inclusive world through nonviolence. He was entrusted by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to help institutionalize nonviolence. After Dr. King's passing, my father, alongside David Jensen, carefully studied and synthesized Dr. King's teachings and writings to formally codify that philosophy into what is known as the 6 principles and the broader Kingian nonviolence curriculum, ensuring that this work will not only be remembered, but taught, lived, and experienced. Through his collaboration with Captain Charles Alphen, that vision extends beyond borders, reaching communities across many countries and many cultures. He taught us that nonviolence is not passive. It is a powerful. It requires courage. It demonstrates discipline. It calls us to love in the face of injustice, to seek truth in the midst of conflict, and to choose reconciliation over retaliation. Nonviolence is still working. Nonviolence is still transforming. And nonviolence is still the way. This award reflects not only what he accomplished, but the countless lives he continues to influence. Though he is no longer with us in body, his work lives in each of us. And if we truly want to honor his life, then we must do more than remember him. We must live what he taught. We must choose non-violence. We must choose love. And we must continue the work right now. Thank you again for this incredible honor.
How y'all doing out there? It's nice and quiet in here right now, right? This was great. Give a round of applause to all of our wonderful awardees. So I don't know about you, but this was so amazing for me. I always feel so good at this event. Thank you to everyone that attended and to celebrate inclusive excellence. This is what we need to do each and every year annually to make sure we ground ourselves and reflect on the wonderful, wonderful work that's being done. I always have to do my thank yous. First of all, President Parlange and his office for always supporting this. Aganza for your centerpieces and your live art. Our Asian Student Organization Dance Group for their dance performance. Mike Salerno, always here to take our photos. He's going to get us some good shots for sure. Ryan Crowley, Katie Babula, all the work that they do to help. Ryan, you rock every time. Our MU facilities for setup and breakdown, they spend a lot of time making sure that we're all set here. Our catering team, that dinner was fabulous. Thank you, catering team. The award selection committee, thank you all. Our award presenters, you did great. You heard me and you did the thing tonight. I appreciate it. I know Joanne has left, but I want to thank Joanne Esposito. We are on the phone for about 2 weeks together doing registration and with all her assistants and her student Willow, who helped us out a lot. CED team, you all rocked it. So that is Eileen Orabone, VP Minor, and our student assistants that we couldn't do this work without, and that is Emma, Taryn, Katie, Paige, Briani, and Athena. Thank you all so much. All right, so lastly, next slide. Please fill out your evaluation on the QR code. We need to hear from you. Would you like to add something? What did you think about dinner? You wish there was samosas, someone told me. Right? I want to hear those things. So please, just click there and fill that out, or we have some hard copies at the registration table if you'd prefer. So now, I officially conclude our award ceremony. I invite you to enjoy dessert in the back of the room. We are going to have a little reception. I want you all to still connect. And last thing I want to say is, awardees, I need you to report to the stage to have pictures with VP Minor and our president. Thank you all so much for your time and being here to celebrate with us. Have a great evening. Okay, I need our awardees. Come on up.
See, I follow instructions.
I love it. VP Minor, come on up. Thank you. Thank you. You did awesome. All awardees, please come to the stage. Oh, you gotta turn it off. That makes sense. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Why don't you? And you deserve it. You deserve it. You? What? I'm not talking right now. I'm not gonna do it. You know, we'll do a team picture. We'll do a team picture, but not there. Let them know we're gonna do a team. Well, they can if they want, but I want to take a picture of all of them. She killed it. Did you see him? Hell. Yes. I don't play around. I also have a boss lady that keeps me on. You know it. You know it. That's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. Yeah, I love it. You need it. Sorry.